Hello, Chelsea fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Pride FT. The FT stands for Football Thoughts. Oh, it's been a boring week. Nothing's happened, really. No football international break. As ever, I'm joined by my illustrious co-host Clark to react to everything Chelsea and then some. Oh, Clark, how you doing?
Mate, I'm bored. I'm bored.
Yeah, I'm bored. We're bored.
You know what? International break just stresses me out. Southgate hasn't got a bloody clue, has he, really? Let's be honest.
It's tough being an England fan. It's tough having international breaks, definitely. It hurts the soul.
You know what? It's tough being an England fan. It's tough being a Chelsea fan. And it's tough listening to Souness chat shit. That's what it is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Let's talk more about England a bit later on.
Yeah, a little sprinkle later.
Sprinkle later on. As ever, thank you guys. If you are here, if you're new or if you're old, thank you for joining us.
If you're new or if you're old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you're interested to do so. It helps out algorithmically. You know all the spiel. If you could do that, that'd be great. Also, remember to join our Fantasy Football League on the Premier League app. I don't know if you have to be in England to play that. I'm not 100% sure. But if you do have to be, just get a VPN. Or don't. Just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Before we get into the news, obviously, we should probably say our next game coming up. We have Bournemouth, the mighty Bournemouth. That's this Sunday at 2 p.m. We're playing away at the Vitality Stadium. General thoughts looking into that? We'll probably do a preview, won't we? Looking into it a bit more. I do get a bit nervous.
I don't get nervous, but
No, I am. It's a weird space to be in at the moment as a Chelsea fan. We've got so many good players,
and they're all shit at the same time. It's mad.
Yeah, everyone's good, but crap at the same time. Everyone is simultaneously the most talented player we've had in a long time. / can't score to save their life. So,
did you see? Actually, you know what? It'll be our first news thing. But do you want to go straight into it?
Yeah, go for it.
Right, the Legends game, Chelsea versus Bayern Munich Legends, and almost a full house at Stamford Bridge for it, which is incredible. But did you see the plays that was going on?
I did.
I was like,
I did.
What? I would take a 58-year-old Zola. Yes, please. Yes, please. Are you fucking joking?
I saw him pull out a delicious scoop pass. It was unbelievable. Some of the passing and finishes in that game. Michael Essien was pulling the strings, playmaking like crazy. He scored a great header.
Terry, great.
Terry scored. Cahill scored.
Oh my god!
It did bring a tear to the eye because it's just like, oh man,
so good.
These are players because they tried to get, their aim was to get players from when we won the Champions League the first time round, and apparently we got like 9 out of the 11 starting team or something. So it was a really impressive showing. And it was so nice to see those names on the pitch again.
It was so good.
And doing their thing. And obviously it was for a great cause as well. It was to kind of look back at that Champions League win, but also to kind of honour the late great Gianluca Vialli, who spent a really quite successful few years of us in the 90s, and an iconic player, an iconic Chelsea player, who'll be remembered for many things, as well as much as being a nice bloke, as well as being a great player. And several of the players that actually played alongside him in their careers, all coached during his time at Chelsea as well. And they returned for the fixture. So it was a lovely moment. It's worth mentioning as well that all the proceeds of the game went to the Chelsea Foundation, the club's charitable foundation, and the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity as well, which actually supported Gianluca during his unfortunate bout of cancer that unfortunately took his life. In terms of the lineup, I think it's worth saying some of the names that we had representing us there in this game. We had Petr Cech in goal. Fantastic. Hilario came on briefly for a minute and then was replaced by Carlo Cudicini. Gallas started. Trevor Sinclair then came on at halftime. Gary Cahill, John Terry, Ryan Bertrand started. Is that John Harley, I think, at halftime? Essien came on the 57th minute. Mikel started. Frank Leboeuf played. Makelele played. Jody Morris. Thiago from the...
Did you see his goal?
Yeah.
Thiago's little chip. Oh,
good little player. A bit... I didn't really see much of him during his time at Chelsea, but he was there in that Jose Mourinho period. Ramirez, Kalu, Zola, as we mentioned, Malouda, Toriandro Flo, Casiraghi. It was a who's who of great Chelsea players, and yeah, the scorers: Sen, Terry, Cahill, and Thiago.
And Terry scoring at 26 minutes.
Come on, it was meant to be.
So good.
How crazy is that?
So good.
Yeah, it was a lovely event, and something that, it's a nice thing that we get a lot of stick, Chelsea, as a club and as a fan base, but actually we do a lot of really good charity based things that a lot of clubs
do. Who else really is doing this?
I know, exactly, and we just don't really
we
get
don't
get
the
the plaudits.
Ukraine as well.
Exactly, I know. We don't really get the plaudits. And we were one of the only clubs who opened up our bloody club hotel during COVID and said all the NHS staff just come stay here for free.
And
for God's sake.
And what's it called? With the oh my God, the Muslims.
Eid Mubarak. Oh yeah,
that's it. Eid Mubarak. That's it.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of the and we opened up our doors for that as well. So it's like we do a lot, man, for the community.
We do. Yeah, we really do.
But then on the other hand, we go, fuck you, coaches, walk, you dickhead. So I don't see how's that balance out. I don't know. But
I don't know. Worth mentioning before you move on from the Legends game, you can still actually donate to the cause, basically, the game. All you need to do is text the word Luca to 70085. That's Luca, Luca, to 70085. So if you wanted to donate, you can do. I don't think it's too late. If you need any more information,
proper radio person.
I know, right? I thought that as I was saying it. If you want any more information or all of the information, go to the Chelsea website. It's all on there. They did a really nice kind of like post-match kind of reaction, and all the highlights are there as well. So yeah, that was nice.
Marina
in terms of
Granovskaya.
In terms of returning familiar faces,
yes,
another one.
She's come back twice over the past month, but she was not a guest of the Clear Lake Capital or Todd Bowley on either occasion. So what are you doing, love?
Yeah, well,
are you scouting or something? Because you ain't having no one.
She was there for the Chelsea Legends game, so that makes sense because she would have known a lot of those players. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what the game for Ukraine. I think she was there for as well.
Oh, was she? Okay.
So
that makes sense then. Both.
It does make sense. Yeah. But I don't know. I put this one in because it was quite a quiet week, really, for news. And this was like kind of one of the bigger stories, strangely enough. And it kind of made the rounds a few days ago. It's really a bit of a non-story.
It really is.
But just interesting. Interesting to see her come back. Nice to see her again, I guess. She, a very popular figure, quite an iconic figure, really.
I don't know why she. Well, I guess there was a whole clear out, wasn't there? So
that's just what they did. Everyone who was involved in the previous regime, they just booted out. With the rest of the staff.
She was so good as well, man.
Yeah, I mean, she had her moments that pissed me off. I can't lie, but
overall, everybody does. So
not me, mate. I'm perfect.
Ops. It's good to see her back, but Matt Law reporting on crap again. So moving on. What's going on?
Romeo Lavia.
Yeah.
Oops.
Talk to me.
Chelsea fear Romeo Lavia will miss at least 6 weeks due to an ankle injury he suffered in training last week. Early indications following tests are that Lavia suffered some ligament damage. This is via Adrian Kajumba. I'm upset, Brev.
Right. What's going on? Because we're buying these players, right? And they all get fucking injured. So before they come to us, are they like fucking, someone getting a hammer out and just hitting them before they come to us? What is going on?
It's like, at this point, it's got to be the work of a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't normal. Like, just the amount of like injuries we've got. I think so, yeah.
I think at the height of it I think a couple might come back this weekend.
Yes. Well, the
height of it might have been 11 injuries, bruv.
Yeah, I think, one thing we can look forward to, people like Reece James. Apparently Armando Brozier is close to coming back. And Badiashile as well. So we will have a few returnees, hopefully, for Bournemouth.
Any money they're not starting?
No, probably not. No. They'll probably try and keep them safe and rest them a bit.
Yeah.
Or hopefully they just whack them all in. I'm
hoping they just whack Badiashile on, mate. He's Wolverine.
Yeah, please. Yeah, exactly. He'll be all right. Yeah. So Romeo Lavia, I mean, again, a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
It's obviously annoying because it's another kind of long, medium-termish injury to another player, a player that cost up to 58 million apparently. obviously we haven't actually seen him play a minute of football anyway, so it's not like we're not going to suffer from our squad because of it. We've got other players in his position that can do a job and do more, more than just a job. So I'm not that upset, but I don't know. Yeah, it adds to the numbers, and the numbers keep growing, and it's disconcerting that we keep having injury after injury after injury.
It's a bit of a weird one. I still feel like something's going on. Like our regime is like too heavy, maybe like a too heavy of a payload on training, or I don't know, something, because it never used to be like this.
No, we used to have actually quite a bulletproof squad back in the day. I'm sure it will be a lot of playing so many games, traveling so far with the bloody preseason stuff.
We haven't even got Europe this year, so there's no.
Well, that's exactly, yeah. But Lavia didn't come with us on that preseason tour, so how does it work for him? I guess in his case it's unlucky, but it just adds to all of the other cases. It makes it seem suspicious. The plethora, exactly. So yeah, it'd be a shame for him. I imagine, because he was on a bit of a training regime, wasn't he, to get back get fit enough to start playing, and he was a few weeks into that, and so for this to happen to him now is going to put him back, and we probably won't see him until flipping November at this point.
Probably December, let's be honest.
True. More likely December, when it does get a bit busy again.
Another injury, Chalobah. Obviously we know that he was injured, but Chalobah is considered surplus to requirements and could be frozen out of the Chelsea squad. He does not expect a prominent role once he returns from injury. Now, there is a little bit of news going around that people suspect he won't stay during the January transfer window. Now, I think he'll be a massive loss. I think Chalobah is absolutely amazing. I don't know what it is about him, but it's just like he gives everything.
Yeah. This is the weird one. I mean,
if 45 we just million, give him a chance.
Yeah.
Build it.
No, true. And that's the thing about Chalobah as well. Every time he's been given a chance, he's not been bad. He's just been good. So there is really no excuse for him not to see any action. Obviously, well, when he's back from injury. But it's one of those things. Like he's a sellable asset. We've just spent a record-breaking amount of money. The club know they've got to shift players like that on at some point, and he's just unfortunate. He's done nothing wrong. He's a good player. He doesn't look out of place in our squad. He doesn't look out of place when he plays for us. He would have been a perfect squad option.
Scored a couple goals.
Has scored some goals. It's looked comfortable. He's looked decent. I wouldn't say outright that he's better than Disasi, because Disasi, we haven't seen enough of Disasi. And I think they bring. I think they bring kind of slightly different profiles. And maybe the Disasi profile is one that is preferred for the future, and that's fair enough. He's he's actually probably only a year older, but he is more aerially dominant. The guy just never loses in the air, and Trev is just okay in the air, but not great by any means. So yeah, it's a tough one to take, and really though, like, to me, the most important thing is the human aspect of this story. It's not really even so much the playing squad. We've got a massive squad with loads of good players. It would be a shame to see Trev go, but I wouldn't miss him massively, if that makes sense. But just the way he's been treated, I just think it's terrible.
It's you know what, and all these little things around it as well. Like, players see this. So for him to, obviously, the manager's not going to say to him, "You're going to be frozen out." No one's saying to him that. They're going, "Get back on your feet and we'll see where we go. See what happens." Disasi might fucking break a leg, God forbid. But you never know, something like that. And for him to read all these articles, and obviously people are going to be telling him, and it's just going to be terrible. Like, not to expect a prominent role, and to be frozen out is a mad sentence to say. To say that you're not even going to be a sub. Like,
I know.
That's mad.
I know. No, I know, it's killer. And he posted an Instagram post today, actually.
Did he?
That was a bit, he's religious, so it's a bit goddy, which, not normally my style, but it was like, thank you, God, for putting me through these tests. I know I'll come out, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can probably find it on his Instagram page. So, yeah, it must be hard to be a player who's done really nothing wrong to then get this news through the press.
Exactly.
To say that, no, you've got no chance. No matter what you do, you're going.
But what did the press apparently do? Fuck them.
Well, true. And a lot of the time as well, like, the press get given this stuff, certain journalists get given this stuff by the club just to kind of disseminate news, in a way that suits the club. So, this will kind of just be bracing fans to get used to the fact that you're not going to see Chalobah and, don't worry about him. Apparently as well, there was a £25 million deal came in for him in the last day of the transfer window from Nottingham Forest, but he turned it down because he didn't want to go to Forest because apparently Bayern were interested. So
to go to Forest.
I mean, they've literally got, as we said the last time, they got 37 players. So, what's the guarantee he's playing? It's weird.
Exactly.
But yeah, a real shame. And another way that the new regime is just, they're just not very humanistic. They're just harsh. They're just bastards. And I know it's elite sport and you do have to be sometimes, but, do that to players like Romelu, I get it. Do that to players like, Ziyech, I get it. But not to players like Trev.
No, he has nothing on.
It's just not on.
But you're a journo, so would you do that?
What? Take the news from the?
Yeah, would you?
No, I mean, I'd like to,
wouldn't you? You'd have
well,
to.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that
your morals.
I wouldn't. Maybe I'd hope I wouldn't put myself in a position where I work for an organisation that would do stuff like that. But
fucking journos.
Everyone's got to eat, and Nizar Kinsella's got to eat. Worth mentioning, he is a Man United fan, by the way. He's not a Chelsea fan, so keep that in mind. He's got to make his dough, and that's the way he's doing it.
Next up, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, a weird story came out randomly. From the Chelsea website again. Chelsea Football Club is alerting young footballers and their parents or carers to a risk posed by fake offers linked to our academy. We are aware that fraudsters have been impersonating the club and individual members of our staff in an attempt to extract payment for aspiring junior players to take part in football tries or private training sessions. This has involved both fake social media accounts, naming club officials and emails, with links to websites for booking soccer school trials. So, again, not a huge kind of story that we would typically cover, but something that obviously came out over the last few days. But
obviously affected a few people for them to actually address it.
Yeah, exactly. And just gross. I mean, what's going on, man?
This is,
honestly, what kind of like a desperate world are we in that, like, a way to make money from people is to scam, hopeful youngsters and their parents into getting these fake trials.
It happens with every club as well.
I bet it does. I'd like to see. Everywhere. Yeah, I'd like to see a bit of investigative stuff and look into this because I'm sure it's a problem.
I'll do some investigating, but
crack on.
It's one of those where if your son or daughter, right, is incredible at football, and someone said they scouted them or whatever from a big team like Chelsea,
potentially life-changing money.
Why the fuck would they ask for money?
Yeah.
Like,
true.
Like, it's going to cost you £100 to put your son or daughter through a trial or whatever.
Yeah.
We're £1 billion team. I don't think that works like that, bro. Know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, it's a bit of it's going to sound harsh. It's a bit of like stupidity and idiocy, sort of to think that you need to pay these big clubs to put your child through a trial. I have never been through a trial, so I don't know if you do have to pay. But my initial thing would be no, because the club wants your kid. It's not you wanting the club to take your kid, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't make sense. It's one of those. Just be a bit smarter. Just think of it logically. Think of everything logically and go for it. It's the same as these phone scams. I know that they're doing the tax one again. So, if you ever get a text or a phone call saying it's from HMRC, it's not because they don't contact you through any means except letters. That is it. They don't contact you on email. Ignore the bloody emails, people. So I mean, it's mad. The amount of times whenever I'm at the studio and I get calls from older people and they call me and they say, oh, by the way, somebody tried to scam me the other day on the phone, or they come to their house or something like that. I think it happens a lot more than maybe we might think, especially to older people. But you would imagine that the people who are being kind of targeted here are
youngish people because they've got young kids, So yeah, it's a bit of a crazy one that is happening, but you're right. It must have been happening a fair amount. Otherwise, the club wouldn't come out publicly. And yeah, if you have a kid and they're into football and they're good, and that just be aware of the kind of stuff that you're getting. And don't take everything at face value because, I mean, I literally just saw a story the other day. A voice actor for Daphne in Scooby Doo cartoon. Yeah, I know, random. She was going to like a Comic-Con, something like that. And she paid an artist $500 to make her some like cool art of Daphne that she can sign and give to people.
Right.
And it turned out the arsehole took the money and just used like an AI program to fake the drawing and scam her. No, not good. Bad lad. Bad vibes. So anyway, be careful out there, people, because there are scammers everywhere.
If you are going to use AI, by the way, because I'm a graphic designer, if you are going to use AI, don't use it, actually use the thing. Use AI to get ideas. Don't use AI to, actually just use the fucking AI.
The finished art,
because there is hidden clauses and they are copyright. So look out for that, like Bing and stuff like that. They're AI generated. They are copyrighted. So as soon as it gets generated, it is owned by Bing and Google. So
mad thing.
So don't use them anyway because you haven't got the license. But yeah, it's just scum. Honestly, people just go and get a job for fuck's sake.
Literally.
Kepa Arrizabalaga, another
Talking
person
to people
who
who
needs
need
a
to
job.
get a job.
Another person who needs to get a job. In the last 3 seasons with Chelsea, we had played against Real Madrid, and I always turned left into the away dressing room when I arrived, and I wanted to turn right into the home dressing room.
Kepa.
I think I've seen this quote a couple of weeks ago, and it's just. He's just shit, man. I don't know.
Kepa. He is slutting it out for Real.
Oh, yeah.
He is doing everything in his power to get signed for that club. I mean, the funny thing is as well, like, even if he has a decent season, as soon as Courtois is like 10 times the keeper. As soon as Courtois is back and fit, you're riding the bench, mate. So there's no point. At this point, he's so desperate to leave that he'd rather just sit on the bench at Real than actually play with us.
Enjoy the heat, mate. Enjoy the sunshine.
Just enjoy the sunshine. You'll get a good tan. And it'd be cool to play for Real, and it'll look good on your Wikipedia page when you retire.
Yeah, exactly.
But it will say Real for 5 years, appearances 14, and they'll all be in the bloody the Copa del Rey.
Sheets, none.
Yeah, none exactly. Can't reach corners of goals with his dinosaur arms. That would be a note. I'll leave that note as well. So yeah, I mean, just another. But hey, this is why we had to do such a big squad shift, because there are players like this who are making a shitload of money and were doing fuck all, and were in key positions at our club. And so. Good riddance to him, really. I haven't liked him for about 5 years or 4 years. I can't stand him. He's a shit keeper, and hopefully he doesn't come back after. And I'm sure he won't.
I'm gonna take this next story because I was the one for putting notes.
Yeah.
Right. So Matt Law. Let's go back to him.
Talking to journalists.
Matt Law. Right. What a prick. Talks trash on John Terry selling autographs and photos for up to £100. For an event that is not getting hosted by him. Well, he's hosting it, but not the actual event organizer isn't him. And the entry is like 30-40 quid or something, right?
Yeah.
So he done like this whole article on, is it the Telegraph he does?
The Telegraph, yeah. I'm on it now.
So he literally done an article saying, how he's been, like, people are getting charged for autographs, photos and stuff like that. Didn't do any research at all. Made a massive headline, saying that it's like, basically in a roundabout terms, saying John Terry's a sellout. Basically, that's what the whole thing of it was. I don't know why he's doing this, but John Terry came back, and I love this. I absolutely love this. Came back in a video format, 2-minute video, and he literally said, "Shut the fuck up! What are you chatting, you fucking twat?" So he didn't. That wasn't verbatim, but
no.
But he basically said, "I'm doing it for charity. Why would I ever charge anyone for an autograph or a photo? The only reason I'm doing it, and it's only at these events, is because it's going to the John Terry 26 Foundation,
Yeah.
which is his new foundation, because he said throughout his career he's always supported, and the club's always supported sick children and stuff like that. He said, I've seen enough of it and it's so close to my heart, I wanted to open up the John Terry 26 Foundation. So all of it is going to that, and that is getting shared amongst charities. It's not going all to one charity, it's getting split. So the foundation gets the money, and then the money goes to different charities to help different people. And I'm guessing the more the foundation builds, maybe the foundation becomes a charity itself, and it can help it through that way. But yeah, that I couldn't believe it. And then the comments on that post on X or Twitter, whatever the fuck it's called, were absolutely slating Matt Law, absolutely slating him. And I think rightly so. He should apologise. I don't know if he has or not, but this was about 5 hours ago I looked at this. And he done another post, like retweeting his old one, saying, "Oh, it's for charity or whatever." But he didn't say sorry. He didn't say, "Oh, I misunderstood" or anything like that. No, he's just trying to paint John Terry in a bad light. So I don't know what he's got against him, but the fucking twat needs to watch it because he gets spar code.
So I see the piece here on the Telegraph. Headline: John Terry charging fans 500 quid for dinner and 100 quid for an autograph. A quite leading headline there. And basically goes into more details about the money that it takes to do certain things with these events. I was just looking just to see whether or not it would have been updated at this point. Because as John Terry's come out and given more information about the situation, you'd have thought they would have come, because often papers will come back and edit it, and it will say edited on this time and updated then, but that hasn't happened. And I found the tweets. Obviously, Matt Law tweeted about it, and an evening with John Terry, 25 to 30 quid a ticket, or £100 an autograph, or £500 dinner with him. Tickets are available. He posted that tweet, and then John Terry responded, "Didn't fancy checking this with my representatives first or the organisers. Interesting that, because then you wouldn't have the story you wanted. And writing I'm donating all proceeds to charity wouldn't work for you or the paper." And then Matt says, John Terry has now said all proceeds from his tour will go to a charitable foundation. Also said he did not want to publicise the fact that it was all for charity until now, which is true information wise, but as John Terry said, if what he's saying is to be believed, a proper journalist with a story like this looks to get all of the information. Exactly. If you have a hunch that something's going to happen, you need to kind of cross-reference it with the people that you're accusing. You can't just baselessly throw out accusations, or not that you can't, but that's just not the sign of a journalist who cares about their craft. And Matt Law has been in the game a lot longer than I have. I've barely been in the game, really. So he's been writing on Chelsea for years, so who am I to talk about it? But I just think like that headline and the way that according to Terry, they didn't even try and get in touch with him to ask for more details about what he's doing.
Ridiculous.
That just seems like a hit piece and not really giving more information about the story, which is what you're supposed to do. So gross, but happy to see John Terry come out and say, look,
I love that. But he done a video message as well, which was quite an extensive video message.
It was like 2 minutes long.
It wasn't like a 10-second "oh, you're wrong" sort of thing. 2 minutes, and went into everything that he's doing and why he's doing it. And he also said, "I'm not the event organizer. I've paid people to do the organizing." And I just, I show up, and obviously he'll have other guests and stuff. So it's not like he said every single thing is going towards the foundation. He doesn't need money, bro. He's fucking millionaire. So I don't get it. Like 500 quid to him is fuck all. So literally. It's ridiculous. And just to bring it up on the responses to that, a lot of people digging in to the Mason Mount stuff that Matt Law was saying about Mason Mount, basically. And it says, perhaps if John Terry was a client of the sports PR company, you would have written about him in a more favourable light. Because apparently this sports PR company reps, he's tagging in tweets and on train rides with him and stuff like that. So apparently Mason Mount was in this sports PR thing, and everything about him that Matt Law has written is amazing. Like he's God's gift. So it's like people like picking up on that, and then someone said, I'm glad someone brought this up. So yeah, I think he needs to come out and just say sorry, because in his comments, every single person it's ripping him apart. And someone posted a picture of him, and he looks like Graham Potter from Wish. So it's fucking nuts. But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
What we got?
Well, really, the big story of the day. Our new third kit has been released today, or launched
4 months late or something.
Yes, still no sponsor. No worries. And it's quite nice. To round out the 3 kits that we released this season, I'm rather happy with all of them.
I like
Home
them.
kit, banger. Away kit, nice. Third kit, lovely. So it's a nice kind of pale blue mint green color.
Yeah.
And apparently the color is Eton blue, which makes me cringe a bit because I'm not into them posh man and that.
No.
And I don't like to be associated with Eton, which might stop me from buying this one. But if you go onto the Chelsea website, they do actually have a very cool archive footage picture from 1905 when the club was first established, and they've colorized it as well. And the color of our first kits were this kind of pale light blue color.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why it is in that color, and it is nice. And we've had loads of lovely pale blue kits over the years.
Yeah.
A couple of seasons ago, we had that one with like the little black. You remember the black bits that were kind of like crisscrossed? We had one in I think 2005. That was a really nice member. It's like, it had like the Fly Emirates and it was still Umbro at that point. That was a beaut. And then apparently there's been the one in the 80s as well. There's a picture of who's that Scottish guy who used to play for us?
Someone.
Can't remember his name. Can't remember his name now.
It was a good little throwback. It's got a little bit of texture on it as well. I like it. I like it. It's so clean. All of our kits are clean, man.
They really are, aren't they?
So
They're
nice.
just they each offer like different, different aspects of design. That's just really cool. Like the home one is so like it's a good representation of that 90s one with the gold badge as well as the reflective badge, and then the away kit has just got a really cool color scheme. Looks clean as hell. And then this one, I'm really hoping that they go for the pale blue top and black shorts. I really hope they do that.
And
that would look class. And the mint green socks, that would look popping. They don't often give me the asymmetrical colorways that I love so much, but maybe they will this time. Pat Nevin, by the way. Pat Nevin was the name of the Scottish guy I was thinking about. Winger in the 80s, we used to play. He was pictured in a kit like that. Again, on the Chelsea website. Yeah. But yeah, really nice. So, if you can afford it, go ahead and get all 3 shirts this season.
Yeah, 300 quid, no worries.
Because they're all quite nice. Or you can be a bit more selective and just get one, or maybe even just 2.
You could get 1 and then 2 autographs from John Terry.
Exactly. And then you're laughing.
Right, yeah. So that's that. I'm hoping that we play in the away kit this weekend.
Well, yes, we are actually. Sorry, it's been confirmed. We will be playing in the new third kit.
Oh, okay.
We'll be playing in the third kit at Bournemouth.
I love that.
I don't know why, because our home kit would suffice, but it doesn't matter. We're happy to see it.
Yes. Oh,
I'm happy to see
that. I can't wait to see that.
Although, having also said that, I've seen a tweet today that said the last time we played Bournemouth in our third kit, we lost 4-0 in the Sarri season. So, just another thing to add to the kind of the anxiety of that game.
Why do you do this to me, man?
I'm sorry, man. I had to be honest. I had to let you know. We got to keep us honest. We got to keep us stable and humble.
Depression. Women's.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So obviously, no games have been played.
No.
A few stories here and there. No signings have been made either. Melanie Loopholes, our German midfielder, she's made the decision to retire from international football.
Oh, right. Okay.
Chelsea women's account on Twitter said, "We're so proud of everything you've achieved, Melly." So that's nice. Good luck to her. I hope we still got her for at our club. So that's good. Melly, Melanie.
Is that a nickname for Melanie?
It might be for this Melanie.
Okay,
well, she's German. Maybe
enough,
that's the thing in Germany.
It might be okay.
It's 19 days till our first game of the season. The women's Chelsea versus Spurs at Stamford Bridge. That hopefully that will prove to be a big game and an exciting first game of the season. We look forward to catching that and seeing how that goes. Also, a little cheeky bit here, a little cheeky bit of women's rival watch that we don't always do. Paris FC knock Arsenal women's out of the Champions League in the qualifying rounds in a massive shock. And this isn't Paris Saint-Germain, by the way, who are pretty good in the women's game. This is Paris FC, which is the smaller and actually older club. They knocked out Arsenal women's of the Champions League in the qualifying rounds. I believe they drew 3-3 and knocked them out on penalties in the end.
Love that.
So a massive shock, and basically just take that, hold that in it, Arsenal women's, hold that. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Not that woman.
Not that woman, exactly. In terms of youth football as well, we've had no games for the under-21s or under-19s, as a lot of them do go out on international break.
Yep.
So we've only
about the international break. Madueke got an assist. And
Cole Palmer.
Palmer got a goal and an assist.
Great goal.
Nice.
And also Kendry Paez played last night or the night before for Ecuador, the 16-year-old we signed from Ecuador, alongside Caicedo in midfield. He's just become the youngest. So, get this right. Paez is the youngest player to ever start for Ecuador, the youngest player to ever score for Ecuador under-20s. He's the youngest player to ever assist for Ecuador senior team, the youngest player to ever score in the Ecuadorian First League, the youngest player to ever start in an Ecuadorian First League game.
Jesus.
So this guy is 16 just.
Yeah,
this guy,
same as Barcelona's team.
Yeah, exactly. You mean Lamau?
He got the first.
He did
the youngest goal, didn't he, for Spain?
Yeah, he did. So
imagine scoring for your country.
Don't piss me off, bro.
16 years old.
Don't piss me off, bro. I was such
Mate,
a. I was.
What was we doing?
I was banging out Black Ops, man. I was getting 15th prestige on Black Ops. Oh God! What I mean?
No regrets.
No regrets. Zero regrets. I don't care that I don't care that I've got 23 games played on Black Ops. All right, no regrets. That it is what it is. But yeah, Kendry Paez, one to look out for. I mean, we all knew that. The whole footballing fraternity knew the guy was a baller.
But can he no scope?
But to see that, true. But to see the clips of him in this game, and playing the way he was, playing the way he was, doing some of the dribbling and tackling and passing, and he got an assist, unbelievable. He does really look the real deal, and to have that at 16 is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Going in for him, aren't they?
No, it's too late. It's too late. We tied him up.
That's all right.
So the next games then with the youth setup. The under-21s play versus Lyon under-21s in the Premier League International Cup on Saturday, the 16th of September at 2. The Chelsea under-18s play the Fulham under-18s in the under-18 Premier League. That's also on Saturday at 11 a.m. And Ronnie Stutter has been nominated for the PL2 Player of the Month, as he currently has 5 goals in 4 under-21 PL games.
In the main team, bro.
So he's hooping at the moment, and congratulations to him for getting that nomination. That's very, very cool.
Rival watch. Another United player is in trouble. Anthony has been withdrawn from the playing squad after allegations of assault were levelled against him by a former partner. Another addition to Prison FC.
Prison FC is, I know, right?
You know what? They're lit. They're lit, bruv.
I mean, they're actually not, because Anthony's garbage. So you know, what I mean, they're actually, if anything, they're getting worse. But no. I don't know what's going on at that club. It is a fraudulent club. I'm sorry.
Anybody that supports Man United is fucking
This must be so embarrassing. I mean, at times it's embarrassing to be a Chelsea fan, but
at least we don't beat our women.
No, I mean, and at least all that our club is doing is just signing loads of players, at ridiculous prices. Yeah. It's not domestic assault.
It's not that deep.
So yeah, I mean, obviously these are allegations, and we cannot say for certain that he actually did do it. It still has to go to a court of law, and the evidence has to be shown. It's a pardon me. It's a different story, obviously, to the Greenwood one, because the Greenwood one, the evidence was kind of dropped online, just bosh. Yeah. Whereas this is an allegation that's been made against Anthony, but quite serious allegations and something that needs to be investigated. And clearly, The club must be a bit worried, otherwise he wouldn't have been told, by the way, you can't play until this is figured out.
Yeah.
So a story that we will keep an eye on, of course, as it develops.
And the fact that someone on Twitter, sorry to interrupt you there, by the way.
No, go ahead.
Someone on Twitter made a list of all the shit that's going on at Man United. It's like 20 odd things. Like it's ridiculous. Like with all the owners and all the like backstabbing, and apparently the manager, like Ten Hag, obviously doing shit. And mate, it's all going on. And then everybody's taking fucking wife beater lessons for some reason. So it's
crazy. It's crazy.
And then you've just got Maguire. So
just knocking about, stinking the place out.
He's not even doing anything. He just has to be there.
He just has to be there. I know. He's got a contract. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to lose the money. That's a good segue, actually, then, for us to move on to the bit of the England chat that we promised earlier on in the show. Obviously, we are both English. We're kind of. I wouldn't call myself an England fan because I'm so. I've not really enjoyed watching England for about 15 years, really. 10 years. Let's call it 10 years. Which is a shame because we probably got our most talented squad in a long time.
We have just the shittest manager ever.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gareth Southgate continues to disappoint with his kind of team selections and tactics. We drew 1-1 against Ukraine last Saturday, and he started Frauden Henderson and Harry the Fridge Maguire in that game when Harry Maguire literally I think he's played like six. He hasn't started. I think he's played like 6 minutes or something stupid like that. He's played barely any minutes. Oh wait, no, that's Calvin Phillips. But Harry Maguire has not played a lot at all.
I don't think he's played. I don't think he hasn't started. I know that much.
No,
I don't
definitely
follow
not.
Man United that much.
No.
I couldn't tell you if he's been subbed on, but he hasn't done anything fucking substantial.
But what's the logic when you've got Colwell there and you've got Tomori there?
It makes no sense. Tomori, bruv. Jesus.
I know.
What is going on? Like, I can understand Colwell because he had that little sort of scare, wasn't it? Like scam and all that.
True.
Maybe not. But Tomori, it just doesn't make sense. So Jordan Henderson, Harry Maguire started on against Ukraine, and then last night we were against Scotland. And Maguire came on in the 47th minute or 57th minute, and then he scored an own goal 10 minutes later.
He did.
You can't write this shit. You can't write it.
No, I know.
Honestly, people saying it's not his fault. He's done it so many times. It's got to be an act now. It's got to be like it's mad. The odds are crazy. And then for Souness. So is this Souness or Souness?
Souness, yeah. Graham Souness.
Souness coming out and saying that Maddison should be starting ahead of Bellingham, and that like he's overrated and that. And then after the game, obviously getting humbled in that game because Bellingham was fucking outrageous, just going around players like nothing. He's so good. And then obviously saying Bellingham's like the next big thing or something like that along them lines. It's you know what, pundits, man, fucking shite.
I mean, they're rarely consistent. I mean, really, no football fan is. No. But you would think though, as a pundit, that you're kind of held to higher. Like we're allowed to be flip floppy because we're just two twats online, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Who love our club and just want to see our club
do well.
And that's
our new podcast, Two Twats Online.
Yeah. Well, we talk about all things custard. But no, yeah. So yeah. But anyway, pundits are like that often, and it's quite upsetting. But yeah, I mean, touching on Jude Bellingham, by the way. Talking of people who've done so much at a young age, how has this guy gone? You know, he started at Birmingham as a 16-year-old. Yeah. He leaves within like a year to go to Dortmund, for God's sake. Yeah. Birmingham retire his squad number when he leaves because they're like, this guy is it. They get laughed at for being cringe. Goes to Dortmund, spends 4 years there, 3 or 4 years there. He's their captain by the end of his time there at like 19 years old. Yeah. He gets signed by Real Madrid for 100 million euros. And he's gone straight into that lineup. He's took Zidane's number. Yeah. And he's like, brother, I'm here. He scored in every game so far.
He's literally gone there and went, this is my number now. Fuck off.
What's going on?
Mate, he's outrageous. And the fact that he didn't even wishy-washy. He wasn't like, might go here, might go there.
Yeah,
he was like, Real Madrid, it's either you want me or I'm going somewhere else. Like, if you want me, tell me I'm there. It's done.
Give me the card.
Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm in Spain, bruv.
Yeah.
And they were like, sound, go on.
Yeah, we'll get it done. It's so exciting. It's so exciting to see a young English player like just he's got that I'm him energy.
Yeah. He is
and
him.
He is. He literally is him. Like, what more can you say? Like, he's just doing it. He's 20 years old. He's at Real Madrid. He's balling out. He's scoring game after game.
And
he plays class for England. He'll probably be captain for England soon. Once Harry Kane, I don't know, pisses off.
He'll probably be captain for Real Madrid soon.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. So just I'm really impressive.
Talented.
Happy to see him there, and even in a Southgate team, he can still do his thing.
I feel like he's down to earth as well. Like, I've seen loads of stuff. I've seen loads of interviews, and he just seems like a good kid.
He's a cool dude, isn't he? He's just a cool dude. I'm really excited to kind of watch how his career develops. I'll be interested to see. That would be cool, innit? That would be cool. But I guess at this point, it's like where you don't go up from Real, do you?
Depends.
I guess if he's a massive fan of like a certain club in the Premier League, maybe you do it. But I mean, in money wise, City and maybe if City go on to win like a few more Champions Leagues now, during his career, he might think about it. But this is Real. They've won like 14 Champions Leagues. Like, they are the Champions League guys.
It's just mad.
It's just. Oh, and they've always got such nice kits as well. I'm always jealous of their kits. They always look so clean. But anyway, that's enough of us talking about Real's kits. We've got our own nice kits to worry about.
We'll see on Sunday. I think that's it for the podcast. Thank you for listening. Please have a good weekend. Hopefully we win.
Please let us win. Please let us win.
We'll do a little preview anyway, a little bit of a reaction afterwards. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It's good to have you around. I'm going to be trying to put up some more clips. That would help, wouldn't it? But anyway, thank you for watching. And as always, up the Chelsea.
Thanks for listening to The Pride. If you enjoyed what you heard, feel free to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and maybe drop a like or follow on our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram pages. And as always, up the Chelsea.